himself not sharing those with Ted Wells and his investigators.
The statement that the NFL released, among other things, said quarterback Tom Brady will be suspended without pay for the first 4 games of the 2015 regular season for conduct detrimental to the integrity of the NFL. Brady may participate in all off-season training camp and preseason activities, including preseason games. I don't know if you know the math of how much he's making. 4 games, that could be several $1 million he's going to have to forfeit, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not looking right now at what he is making, but a player of his caliber, that's a lot of money. And I know that's the issue here, is that when you think of money and you think of multimillionaires, Wolf, as so many of these players are, we kind of roll our eyes and we say, yeah, right, okay, what's that worth? But playing time for a 37-year-old is incredibly valuable. And the idea that you're taking away games at this point in Tom Brady's career, that's worth more than the price of gold. And again, I think that's why this is so significant. If the NFL is taking away the thing that is most precious to Tom Brady, that is playing time towards the end of his career. And again, Patriots Super Bowl champs, as you well know, and they are scheduled to play the Pittsburgh Steelers in the home opener, in their home opener, and that is a big deal. That's the NFL big bash, the season opener. Brady will not be there, and then he'll miss 3 more games. That's a big hit for him and for the team.
Hold on a moment, Christine, because Rachel Nichols is also joining us. Rachel, your reaction to this decision, and I assume the Commissioner Roger Goodell personally authorized it, that Brady will not play for the first 4 games of the season. This upcoming season, 2015, will be suspended without pay, that the Patriots will have a $1 million fine. They'll give up their first-round draft pick. Your reaction?
Yeah, well, this is the NFL putting full faith in their investigation. And as Christine mentioned, making statements not just about breaking the rules, but about impeding an NFL investigation. And I don't think there's any mistake that is part of this punishment. They want to send a message twofold. First of all, to other teams and players around the league. Even if it is not an offense that is going to have a huge impact on a game. And of course, as many Patriots fans have yelled and screamed over the past few months, the inflation rate of a football at that degree of measure is not going to have a huge impact on a game. But they want to make sure every player around the league understands you cannot break the rules. The rules of the competition committee sets are the rules. You cannot bend them. You cannot break them. And the second message they are sending with this harsh level of punishment is, once we sit you down to talk to us, you need to answer. And there were several points throughout this investigation that the investigator, Ted Wells, felt that he was not getting the answers that he wanted. Tom Brady not turning over his phone records was part of it, but there were other steps along the way where they didn't feel like they got full cooperation. And the NFL wants to send the message here, once we go down this path with you, you better answer all of our questions. Otherwise, the penalty you fear from maybe what answers you give us, you're getting it anyway.
Rachel, the commissioner authorized the NFL executive president, Troy Vincent, to impose these penalties. And then in a separate letter from Troy Vincent to Tom Brady, Vincent writes this. Let me read a couple sentences for you and our viewers, and Christine, pay attention as well. With respect to your particular involvement, the report established that there is substantial and credible evidence to conclude you were at least generally aware of the actions of the Patriots employees involved in the deflation of the footballs, and that it was unlikely that their actions were done without your knowledge. Moreover, the report documents your failure to cooperate fully and candidly with the investigation, including by refusing to produce any relevant electronic evidence, emails, texts, etc., despite being offered extraordinary safeguards by the investigators to protect unrelated personal information, and by providing testimony that the report concludes was not plausible and contradicted by other evidence. Those are pretty strong words, Rachel, right there. They basically are saying you're going to be suspended without pay for 4 games because you didn't cooperate with the investigation.
Absolutely. And look, when he talks about extraordinary measures, this was the conversation between investigators and Tom Brady's representatives, and they tried to negotiate over this. They wanted phone records from Tom Brady. Tom Brady's people came back and said, excuse me, he's Tom Brady. He's a huge American celebrity. He's married to a supermodel. We don't want to just turn over every phone conversation, every text message he's ever had. This stuff leaks out. It's salacious for the American public. That's not fair. And the investigators said, you know what? You're right. That isn't fair. We understand the reservations there. So they actually offered Tom Brady's counsel the opportunity to voluntarily hand over any text messages or email communication that they thought was relevant. So you're basically saying to Tom Brady's people, you want to hide something from us? Hide it from us. Just give us anything that might be relevant. And they were looking for, hey, the day after this report came out, did he text his dad? Did he text his friend? Did he text his agent and say, can you believe this? This is ridiculous. I would never do this. They just wanted anything. They wanted anything that would help paint a picture for them, maybe even stuff that was only favorable to Tom Brady's side. That's the level of opportunity that they offered him. And Tom Brady's agents and lawyers decided that that wasn't smart. Now, we had Don Yee, Tom Brady's agent, on CNN the other day, and he was asked that question, why not even those limited number of text messages? Why not turn over the things that are favorable in Tom Brady's favor? And he said, we didn't want to set a precedent for other NFL players that handing over private information voluntarily was a good idea. Now, there is a lot of information in these investigations that are handed over voluntarily, and that is part of the message the NFL is trying to send here. Guess what? You do have to hand over that stuff because you are an employee. And there's a difference between a criminal investigation and what the court system and the police do and do not have rights to, and what an employer has rights to when they ask their employees to do something. That's a huge difference. And in this case, it is an employer investigating an employee, and when that employee does not cooperate, that employer is taking action within its state of business.
They're going to lose their first-round draft pick in 2016 NFL draft, a fourth-round selection 2017 NFL draft. And Christine, in the letter that Troy Vincent, the NFL executive president, wrote to Tom Brady, he said these words, and they're stinging: your actions as set forth in the report clearly constitute conduct detrimental to the integrity of and public confidence in the game of professional football. Christine, this is going to be a serious cloud over Tom Brady's head going down the road.
Well, I think so, Wolf. I think this will be in the first or second paragraph of any bio that's ever written about Tom Brady going forward. There will be many. He will have, I'm sure, a long and varied career outside of football once he's finished. And this is exactly what you don't want to have happen if you're Tom Brady. Obviously, it's all self-induced. But, you know, at the end of your career, this is a punctuation mark. Who knows how many more seasons he'll play, if he'll be in more Super Bowls or not, although obviously next year is going to be fascinating. When he misses 4 games, the Patriots will be dealing with this turmoil for quite a while. But this is absolutely a huge hit to Brady's reputation as Mr. Clean, as the boy next door, the smiling, laughing guy that everyone seemed to like, especially people in New England. What was the man we saw just a few days ago, kind of laughing it all off? Well, I'm guessing he's not laughing right now. But I think this also shows, as Rachel was saying as well, the National Football League this is serious business to the NFL. The NFL's gone through a lot since last September, as we know. Obviously, the Ray Rice domestic violence elevator video is a different story entirely than this. Nonetheless, the National Football League is really saying we are sick and tired of the nonsense, whatever it may be. We do not want this behavior. We're in this for our fans and for kids who are watching us. I think you can take that seriously now. They seem to be taking this very seriously moving forward. Their position in our society as our top sports league, and they're certainly saying that today.
Christine Brennan, Rachel Nichols, I want both of you to stand by. We'll have much more in our next hour, but I want to move to another major story we're following here in the situation.